Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves Luffy.
I thought you were going to say, and this is Luffy.
Oh yeah, look, he's missing his left leg.
Yeah, but that's not his whole personality.
He's cute though. He's so cute.
He's our little space cat.
He's our little space cat. Speaking of space cats, today we're going to take a look at Rocket Ranchers.
Meow, meow. Beep, beep.
Are you looking
boop,
at
boop.
it? Beep, beep.
Beep, beep. Rocket Ranchers is designed by David Bock. It's published by Binxadinx Games, and it is illustrated by Cam Kendall. Now, this is a prototype copy, so everything today still may shift, and this game is coming to Kickstarter, so check that link down below, learn a little bit more about it. We actually did a how to play video as well, so if you want to learn the entirety of how to play it, you can do that as well.
And I'm going to put him down. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the quick overview.
As always, you'll begin by setting up. Each player will receive a dogship deck, the preferred color, and a grid of 4x4 cards will be set up as the wilderness. In Rocket Ranchers, your goal is to collect the most valuable set of cosmic creatures and avoid, or maybe not, the space cats. On your turn, you'll do one of the following. You either play a tractor beam card from your hand and collect the various species on the board, or you'll reboot, collecting the tractor beam cards you've played already. Now, when collecting species, if any of your species is adjacent to a cat, then the space cat clings onto the tractor beam and comes along with you. When placing these species in your ranch, you can place them into piles of their own species, but you have to start a corral by placing a card face down. It's your choice which one you place, but you cannot place space cats as those cards. Now you keep playing until the wilderness deck pile is empty. At this point, each player will have a healthy amount of various cosmic species in their ranch. You'll score based on the corrals in your species and how many space cats you've collected. If you collect enough, you may score some positive points, but most likely they'll lose you some points at the end of the game. If you're also playing with the advanced variant, you'll score those instead of scoring the corral, which creates some fun twists in the game of Rocket Ranchers. You'll compare the points, and the player with the most wins. So many space cats.
Meow, meow, meow.
Sometimes that's a really good thing.
Sometimes it is a good thing. What did you think of Rocket Ranchers?
I really liked it. I really like Set Collection. I feel like it's just genuinely one of my favorite mechanics in a lot of different ways. And I like how they did it spatially. Like I almost could imagine a little ship coming over.
Laser tractor beam, yeah.
And then the space cats clawing onto it, and the decision making in it was really fun too.
I actually kind of picture like the claw, like the claw machine. You like moving it around and you grab it, and you grab in like those special shapes. But I did really like I really liked that little piece of playing those cards because I thought that was fun to have to try and like do that spatial puzzle. Yeah, it was a good little set collection.
I also loved all the species. They were so funny.
Oh, yes.
And I want to see more of them. Yeah. What is this universe that's being created? Get me in there.
Would you fly in the spacecraft?
No, I'd be one of the ones being abducted.
Window wipe.
Woo!
Oh, let's jump right into telling people why they might want to check this one out.
Well, one of the key aspects of it is that set collection piece, but it's really approachable and quite friendly to get in. And it kind of varies in that dynamic way of like you can start off with the base rules, but you can add advanced variants. So it's really approachable and you can play this with a variety of people, which I really like because I love to play this and show like set collection, teach people set collection. But then throwing in the advanced variant just throws in that extra little loop of how can we raise it up a notch a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I like that the game is like a 2 to 6 player, but it's not like a quick 20-minute game. It does take a little bit longer to play, which is really fun. It adds like some strategy elements while still keeping it light, like Ilya said. But because of that like spatial awareness thing, it also has that like strategy and decision of how you want to play your cards. Maybe you are paying attention to everybody around you and you want to take out certain things or play a certain shape, so you can maybe grab other ones and make a new corral. So that's always fun. I thought the game was overall, the theme was fantastic. So if you're interested in Rocket Ranchers, even just for the space cats, definitely worth checking out.
Well, I think the illustrations as well. Like a lot of these types of games I feel are often a miss on the theme because it just feels like you're just collecting points and it feels like a point salad type of game where you're just getting as much as you can from the cards that you have. But here you really do feel connected to the theme, and it does, you can feel it as you pass the turns around as well.
Yeah, like maybe even Noah's Arks vibe, where you're trying to like take these creatures so that they're able to survive elsewhere. Who knows?
In your galactic ranch.
I do want to touch a little bit more on the variability piece though, because there's so many of the scoring cards and different species that the combination is pretty large. The possibilities of the games that you're going to be playing is pretty large, and you only play with three, because the Space Cats card. Yeah, okay. 3 of the variants, and then when you add them in, you don't have to just worry about those ones. You also can grab the other species. It's not like a fight, but it does add a nice little tension moment between all the players because you are trying to compete for those additional points.
And I think there's also a chaotic mode where you can throw all of them in and you only score through the advanced variants, which like definitely
That's
don't
hilarious.
do right off the bat. But once you know everything, you can just go off and be like, oh, this one is scored this way. And it just adds that extra layer. So yeah, there's a lot in this little box of a game.
That, though, leads us to chatting about why people might not want to check this game out.
So in the beginning, this game is a fairly light game. In the beginning, if you don't use the advanced variant, it's just a set collection. It's a very simple set collection. So because it's a longer type of game, you might play another game instead of this one for that reason. So that's one of the reasons that comes to mind for me.
Yep, I definitely agree. It is fairly light, particularly the base version. I think like even when we got it, we went right into an advanced variant. I mean, be cautious about that. Play as the people
what
around
fits your
you.
style, yeah.
And the other thing that I would talk about for this game is because it's a set collection and because it can be a race on the public board, you're going to get cards taken away from you. And it can get kind of frustrating. And a good example is like getting stuck with too little of cats because you'll lose points. And then that feels really bad, but people are starting to pay attention more when you play it a bit more, and then they're like blocking you, or, you know, things like that start to happen and open up the more you play, but even just from the first experience of it. And I think like for those of you who are out there who understand the set collection can be a little frustrating sometimes in that way, it's fine, but otherwise I would caution.
It definitely does get competitive. You're galactic ranchers after all. If I see Tyler going for all the fun creatures over there, Flamas, maybe I want to get some Flama action in here. And all of a sudden, Tyler's out of business.
Sad.
But overall, what did you think of Rocket Ranchers?
I thought it was really fun. It was a nice little, well, I don't want to say quick set collection, but it was a nice little set collection. It's a lot in the box. And I really appreciate the variability that it offers without really changing the core of the game. And I always love that when games do it.
I love this art. I love the species in the story. I think it's a really good mix of set collection and theme integration, which is not often seen too much. And it's the very first game from Binxadinx too. Yeah. So I really enjoyed it. I'm really curious to see what else is up their sleeve as well.
I would not say no to more of this universe, that's for sure.
Little globs.
Look at the little globs.
What are their names?
Very, very
I like the
cute.
bumblebees.
The plushies, I think they're called.
Woolbees.
Woolbees.
No, those are not woolbees. I like the bees.
They're like plushies.
Yeah, very cute. Yeah. Now, for our question of the day, if you were to invent an intergalactic species.
An intergalactic species?
What would it be?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Well, like what would you see in space that could be fun?
Oh, a space otter, obviously.
I want to see a floating eyeball. That's all. I know that probably exists.
Floating eyeball, doesn't it?
It might, but it just wants to be just some one eyeball. There's no lid, but it can spin all the way around, so it always can see you.
I think it would be funny to almost like have a goose, like the cat.
The Marvel cat.
I think that would be terrifying. First of all,
because it's so cute and then it just eats you.
But let's just imagine like a cat top and like an octopus bottom, and then they would just like go through space. That could be fun.
I don't think I like that.
It doesn't have to have the teeth and devour you or anything like that, but
a squid cat, a squidat,
squat, a squat.
Well, that said, if you enjoyed this video, hit that link down below. to
check out more about Rocket Ranchers.
Oh, and give us a thumbs up as well.
Yeah.
I got my promotions mixed up. But Rocket Ranchers is coming to Kickstarter. It might already be there, so hit that link below. Give us that thumb up. Let us know the answer to our question, not your question, our question down below.
Our question of the day. Well, our cat is here to say hi. We are here to say bye. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.
Space Cats.